We have that exam scores in Professor A's elementary stats class are normally distributed with a mean of 78 and a standard deviation of 5. So what we know is that our mu is equal to 78 and that our sigma is equal to 5. And what we want then is to find a score such that 72% of the scores would be below that one. So what we're looking for in terms of a picture is some score where the probability of being less than that score, because we have scoring below that, is 72% or 0.72. So we can think of our normal curve and we want the shaded area to the left to be 0.72. So what we do is first find the z from our table that makes this true, and then we can change it into an x by using our mu and our sigma that were given in the problem. So this is considered to be a reverse lookup problem because we're given the probability, but we want the z that corresponds to that. So how you look these up in the table is you're going to go look for 0.72 in the table, not in the margins, but in the body of the table where we have all the probabilities. And then you're going to trace back to see what z that would correspond to. When you're doing these, unless your value, our 0.72 here, is halfway between probabilities in the table, just find whatever one happens to be closest to it. So you're going to look through all of these numbers that I'm highlighting. Look through those until you find something that's as close as you can to 0.72. So I'm on the page where we will find the value that we need. And it looks like out of all of them that this is the closest we can get to 0.72. It's at a probability of 0.7190. So we're going to trace back and see what that corresponds to. Over here at the left, it's 0.5, and at the top, it's the 0.08. So what we get from the table is that the probability of being less than 0.58 is about what we're looking for, about 0.72. And so what we find is that our z down here at the bottom is equal to 0.58. And that's going to make this picture true. So what we need to do now is make it turn into a score. So we have the z, but we want to transform this back to an x. We know that if we want to take an x and turn it into a z, we use this formula that says z is equal to x minus mu divided by sigma. If we want to now solve this because we have a z and solve it for x, we can multiply by the sigma and add the mu, and we get that that's equal to our x. So we have all these values now. We have a z of 0.58, we have a sigma of 5, and we have a mu of 78. And when we solve this, we end up with a value of 80.9. So we find that the score, so that 72% of the students score below that score, is equal to an 80.9.